Today's recipe is fruit salad. The focus of today's recipe is our knife skills. We're going to be looking at bridge hold and we're going to be looking at claw grip so that you can practice these techniques and build up your confidence. When we are ready to cook, we have our ingredients and our equipment laid out ready. So I'm just going to go through quickly the equipment that we are going to be using before I discuss the ingredients. We will be needing a measuring jug for measuring out liquids today, so we use the orange juice at the end or any other fruit juice. I need a container, so I'm just using a Pyrex dish today, which I will pop all my ingredients in from the fruit salad. I'm using a colander. Colander is for rinsing any fruits that need to be washed. We want to rinse off if there's been any pesticides or herbicides used, any bugs that are on there, and just generally to clean those vegetables or fruits in this case. Using a small vegetable knife similar to the ones that we use in school, and I have a green chopping board. I'm using a green chopping board. Green represents fruit. We base it around the leaves on the trees or the plants that grow the fruit from. If you were doing vegetables and you wanted to go down the route of using the correct colour, then you'll be using a brown chopping board, which represents the soil. With regards to the fruit, the basic fruits for a fruit salad is generally an apple, an orange, bananas, and then you can put in grapes, whatever else you've got in there. I've got half a pineapple, so I'm going to show you a little bit about doing the pineapple, kiwi fruits, and I've also got some strawberries as well. I'm going to go through how to prepare each of the ingredients. I'm going to do a couple of close-ups so that you can see my finger positions when I'm cutting each of the fruits as well, so you'll hear my voice, but it will just be focused on my hands. So we will start with looking at bridge hold, and I will show you a close-up now. When we are doing bridge hold, we are generally using fruits or vegetables that are a round shape, so we want to really be securing them, keeping them in place while we're cutting them. So we are making a bridge with our hand, and the aim is that your knife should always be going through the bridge as though it's a car. So if you are using a bridge and you are cutting it this way, then you're driving in front of the bridge, you're not going through the bridge. So your guide should always be that your bridge is here and your knife is through the centre, away from your fingers. So with the apple, I'm using the bridge hold and I am putting the knife through the centre and I am sawing back and forward, applying pressure to cut that apple all the way through. Then, once it's a flat surface, we feel a little bit more secure, it's safer and easier to cut. Again, with bridge hold, we're going to cut it in half again, so that we have quarters of apples. So that is bridge hold. For claw grip, which we need to use for the apple as well, we are making a claw with our fingers. And the aim is that when we are running our knife, we want the end joint of our fingers tucked under, past 90 degrees. So if it was at 90 degrees, you've still got that risk with the edge of your fingers. So you want that tucked right under. So I'm tucking under on here and I'm cutting down on the apple. Now what I want to do with this apple now is to cut on a 45-degree angle to cut away the core. If you have one of those fancy core removers at home, you can use that. But this is really good practice for getting your accuracy skills with your knife. So I've got my claw grip up on the top and I am cutting through on that 45-degree angle. I've now got apple completely edible and the core is here, which I'm going to pop into my little waste bowl. So continuing with claw grip, I am then going to slice the apple into long thin strips, moving my claw grip back all the time. Now, as you saw then, my apple's just starting to get a little bit wobbly. Once it gets wobbly, we always go back to bridge hold to support the apple and to save our fingers. So I then cut through the bridge, very skinny bridge, cutting all the way through, making sure that my apple is in nice long strips. So if you can aim to cut your apple in a similar way that I am doing, that will give you really good practice with bridge hold and claw grip. So the next fruits we're just going to give a little bit of a rinse to. So I'm going to rinse the grapes and the strawberries. So just remove the apple core and throw it in the bin, just in case you're wondering if it's still in my colander. I have removed it. So I'm going to rinse the strawberries and the grapes because they are the fruits that I've got left that we do eat the outsides as well, so we're removing the skin. Obviously this one's quite an unusual one. Little fact about strawberries. Strawberries are the only fruit where the seed is on the outside of the fruit. All the other seeds and all the fruits are on the inside. I want to give these a quick rinse and then I'm going to show you how to prepare them. So now the strawberries and the grapes have been rinsed, we want to prepare the grapes first of all. Who can tell me what grip I should be using with a grape, as it is round and not very secure when we put it on the work surface? We should be using a bridge hold. So you're making a very, very skinny grip bridge, carve through the bridge, simply cutting it in half and then popping it into my container. So right the way through with the bridge, knife through the centre and cut. Now, with a strawberry, we hull the strawberry. So that's the terminology for removing the stalk. Now, a lot of people love to just cut about here and just chop it off. Well, all of that fruit is being wasted. So we want to remove the leaves from the strawberries as much as we can. If anything, kind of pull them off, get rid of them. And then all you're doing is simply just slicing that very top part of the strawberry. Depending on whether the strawberry is large or small, what we want to do, bridge hold, but we're either going to do it in half or then we're going to do it in quarters as well, depending on the size. So bridge hold here, through the centre, flat surface, bridge hold again, and cutting it into quarters, like so. So I'll finish these and then we'll move on to the next fruit. So we're back to looking at my hands now. This one's a little bit more tricky. This is quite a big focus on claw grip. So what I'm using here is a kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruits, you can tend to see their ripeness by squeezing them. If there's a little bit of give in them, then they are nice and ripe. If they're quite hard like an apple, then you might want to just leave them in the fruit bowl for a day or so. If you squash them when you squeeze them, then they may have gone a bit too far and they'll be quite mushy. So, claw grip, we want to take the roots and the stalk off the kiwi. So I want to slice down with my claw grip, flip it over and do the same on the other side. Then I have a flat, secure surface and I can just start now to remove the skin. Now, if I can go this way, you can see the curve on the kiwi. We want to try and follow that curve so that we can then remove the skin but not waste any of the flesh. So I'm doing claw grip on the top, going down, around, and you're following the shape of the kiwi fruit down to the bottom to remove the skin. And I want to do that all the way around. Now, some people have told me in the past that kiwi fruit skin is edible, and quite a lot of people eat kiwi fruit completely whole. Now, it's a texture thing with me. I'm not quite sure about the skin, with it being quite rough and almost a bit hairy. I don't think I'd like that texture, but as far as I'm aware, it's not going to cause you any harm. So if you're feeling quite brave and you don't mind that kind of sort of texture, then you can go with it. Now, we are back now to being a little bit of a round piece of fruit. So we want to go to bridge hold, cut through the centre, a bit slippy, so be careful, sawing through, again, flat surface, and do bridge hold to quarter it, and then claw grip to put it into these nice little chunks. So bridge hold through and then claw grip just for that last part to put it into the cubes like so. Now, whilst we have still got the camera on, I'm going to show you, this is a bit of a challenging one. So if you're not feeling very confident, you can always substitute this for a tangerine or a clementine. You can just peel the skin, they're easy peelers normally, and you can just break the segments into here. Or you can use a tin of mandarins. The challenge with this one is I'm going to teach you how to segment it yourself. So we're going away from the claw grip and the bridge hold, and we are going to try and show you how to segment. So claw grip again, because we want to have it nice and secure, flat on the surface. So we're going to take the top and the bottom off on the orange, removing the waste all the time, claw grip. And we are going to do exactly the same as what I've just done with the kiwi fruit. So we want to remove the skin, but with a knife. Now, peeling an orange is a little bit of a challenge in itself, trying to get rid of everything be quite messy. This is a way, hopefully, of not wasting too much flesh and removing the skin, and then I can show you how to segment an orange, which is a little bit challenging. It does get sticky as well, a bit messy, but it's brilliant for presentation. So remove the skin, just make sure, see I've missed a little bit there. Just turn the orange around, just make sure that you have got all the pieces removed of the skin. Now, if you can see on here, each of the segments, you can see the white in between them. What we want to do now is cut those segments out so that everything is completely edible without that skin, which can sometimes be quite hard, it can be quite chewy to get rid of. Some people don't like that texture. So we have to put it in the palm of our hands, and this is where it can be a little bit, some people can be a little worried about this, but if you've got control of your knife, you can do this very, very carefully. So we want to aim to go just inside, see where the white line is here, just inside the white line, cut down to the centre. As soon as you feel the centre, see it's in the centre of the knife, you'll feel some resistance. You just stop there and you move just along to the next piece of white line, and we pop out the most perfect segment of orange, and that can go in. So we do that all the way around, and it's also a good way because look at that, 2 seeds in that one. So I can remove the seeds, pips, whatever you want to call them, and it means that they don't go in the fruit salad either. So we go along each way, removing the segments of orange and popping them, another seed, lots of seeds in this one, into the fruit salad. So you keep going all the way around, and what happens is any of the juice that's retained inside the orange that you're left with, you can give it a really good squeeze over your fruit salad just to add to the flavour, because we're going to add a fruit juice at the end. I'll explain why when we get to that stage. So pop those in, get rid of the seeds. There's a lot of seeds or pips in this one. What do you call it? Pips or seeds? I'm not sure. Apples, I tend to think are pips. Seeds in an orange. I'm not sure whether it really makes any difference. Nearly there now. So keeping your hands flat all the time as we're going around, popping these ones in, 2 more to go, and then you will really enjoy the orange. So that's the last one with a pip in it, seed in it, not sure which way I'm calling it now. And then all I'm going to do is squeeze that excess orange juice into there. Right, move on to banana. So now we're going to prepare the banana. So we want to peel the banana. So generally if you're looking at the banana like so, you're peeling it backwards. Funny, monkeys will always open it from the other way. If you ever watch a monkey eating a banana, they always open it a different way that we do. You're peeling back the skin, removing the banana completely, skin in the waste bowl, and then a banana, all we want to do is claw grip, and we want to just slice it into thin slices all the way along, using up all the banana. Now, I have left the banana to last for a reason. I wonder if anybody knows why. Well, there is something called enzymic browning, which is a little bit of science in food. And enzymic browning are the enzymes inside some fruits, bananas particularly, apples as well, and they react with the oxygen in the air and they turn brown. So we want to prevent that from happening because it makes our fruit salad look a little bit unappetising. So we pour orange juice over the top of it, and that prevents the enzymic browning. But I wonder how. What could orange juice have in it that would stop the reaction of enzymic browning? Well, you may know. It has something called citric acid in it, and other fruit juices also have that in there. Orange juice is an excellent one. Any sort of citrus fruits, even if you wanted to squeeze lemon juice over it, obviously you won't put much lemon juice in it, it'd be quite tart, but you can use orange juice, lemon juice. Apple juice also has it in there, pineapple juice has it as well, and it creates a barrier, so it's coating it so the oxygen can't touch or get to the exposed fruit, and that stops it from going brown. If you want to do a little bit of experiment at home, it's always quite interesting. You put a banana or an apple slice in a bowl, leave it with nothing, put one with water, put one with orange juice. You can put one with sugar, which can also be preservative. You can use one with salt, make it taste very nice, but you can see the effects. And you can watch how it will change the appearance of the fruit with different conditions. A little bit of a science experiment that you might want to do. So we want to measure out our ingredients. So we are measuring a liquid, so we measure liquids in jugs using millilitres and litres. If you're measuring or weighing a solid ingredient, then we do that in grams and kilograms. You want the jug flat on the work surface, and you want to kind of get yourself to the level of the measurement to ensure that it's accurate. And we're aiming for about 150 millilitres based on the amount of fruit that I've done. Obviously, you can have a little bit more orange juice if you've got more fruit, less orange juice if you've got less fruit. You can use that judgment yourself. So I've got my fruit here, and I'm going to pour the orange juice over the top, making sure I coat all those bananas. And there is my fruit salad. Give it a little bit of a stir around so that it mixes all of the fruit up. And there is my traditional fruit salad. Now, challenge for you guys. There are so many ideas out there for how you could present your fruit salad in a little bit more than an exciting way than mine. And also, don't try and spill your orange juice at the same time. Sloshed it on my hand. I would like to see some of your completed fruit salads. If you can send me the photograph to the email address on Show My Homework, or you can send it through Show My Homework as an online submission. But I would like to see some well presented, unusual, experimentational kind of experiments. One thing I've not used today, which I did show, was the pineapple. Pineapple can be added in. But what could you do with the pineapple? Could that jazz up your fruit salad? Could you use a melon and have a go with that? Could you just create it in a certain way that it's really colourful? I'd love to see your ideas. So not only learning how to use claw grip and bridge hold, learn a little bit about weighing and measuring, and also enzymic browning. So I've got the science in there. If you want to have a go at the experiment, please send me a photograph. If you do the experiment, please share your results with me. I'd love to see them. But what I really want from all of you who have a go at this is to please take a photograph and share your finished fruit salads with me.